If the smallest unit that makes up matter is an atom, what is the smallest unit that makes up a person? It is said that our body is made up of about 100 trillion cells. Hello, this is Dr. Stem from Miracell. I will enrich your knowledge with stem cell related information in an easy to understand manner. Have you guessed what the answer to the above question is? Cells are the answer. The most basic unit of the human body is the cell. Cells come together to form eyes, nose, mouth, internal organs, etc. They vary in size depending on their functional characteristics, but most are very small units of micrometer size. It has a different shape depending on its role. For example, nerve cells that need to transmit stimuli in as fast way are connected in the shape of a long electric wire, and white blood cells or red blood cells that need to move freely through blood vessels around. In addition, fat cells have a storage function and are said to be several times larger than other cells. Each cell has a fixed lifespan and dies after a certain amount of time. New cells are created. However, not all cells in the human body are regenerated. Red blood cells are destroyed in the liver when their lifespan is over, and nerve cells lose their ability to divide when they are grown, so they die when they reach the end of their lifespan or are damaged, and once destroyed, they do not regenerate. For example, stomach pain means that if the stomach cells are diseased and do not function, indigestion and heartburn can occur. Numerous individual cells have different lifespans and regenerate again according to a certain cycle. About 90% or more are regenerated every year, and all cells in our body are regenerating in a cycle of 3 to 5 years. Each cell has a limit to the number of divisions, and when a cell can no longer divide, it eventually dies. Looking at the cell regeneration cycle, if you take good care of your body for more than 3 to 4 months, healthy cells can be regenerated and improved. These various cells are born through the differentiation of parent cells called stem cells. Representative adult stem cells are largely divided into two types: mesenchymal stem cells and hematopoietic stem cells, and the existing source of the stem cells is the bone marrow. The bone marrow is a compound word of bone and essence, and the bone we know is literally divided into an external hard bone part and an internal bone marrow, a relatively soft tissue like a sponge. Blood vessels in the bone marrow form a barrier that prevents immature blood cells from leaving the bone marrow. Only mature blood cells must have cell surface proteins, such as aquaporin and glycophorin, to adhere to and pass through vascular endothelial cells. However, with aging, the number of mesenchymal stem cells decreases, and most hematopoietic stem cells are produced. Hematopoietic stem cells are cells that can replicate themselves or differentiate into all blood cells, such as red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, also called mother cells, and have floating properties. Mesenchymal stem cells are cells that can differentiate into bone, cartilage, muscle, and adipose tissue. In addition to these structural support functions, mesenchymal stem cells are known to inhibit inflammatory responses and are suitable for tissue regeneration because they have immunomodulatory and suppressive functions. It has the property of sticking to the wall according to the environment in the bone marrow, which is the supply site. Our body sends a signal to the bone marrow in the event of a major trauma or accident to request the release of more cells than usual needed for wound healing and regenerating itself. With all this said, don't you think our bodies seem so smart? Are you still with me so far? Today, we learned about the mystery of cells. I hope this information is useful to you. I'll come back with more useful content next time. Subscriptions and likes make me dance. Thanks for watching.
Miracell.